you there. Welcome to LaHoo's Library for all things books and education. For this video, I am going to talk about my 2024 book goals, which includes the number of books I want to read this year, and also the genres that I want to explore and things of that nature. So, if this interests you, please sit with me, grab some tea, and let's talk. So, last year, in 2023, I read, drumroll please, 40 books, at least, give or take, because I might not have recorded some of them, but 40 books, that's a lot of books. Okay, that's a lot of books. The only reason why I got to 40 books is because last year, me and my homegirlies, we started a book club, which we successfully completed a full year of. We met every month. Everyone was able to pick a book of their choosing, and we all read it, we all met, we all reviewed it, and it was just a really good time. I would highly recommend, if you are able to, join a book club, whether that be in your hometown, or I think Goodreads has some book clubs that you can join, or even just, online, see if there's people that, have book clubs. Really recommend. It's a really cool way to find community and also get a little bit out of your comfort zone and read books that you maybe have never thought about reading before. But anyway, being in that book club kind of reignited the desire that I had for books, because the previous job I had, there was no time. There was no time for reading. I was way too stressed out. I'm sure we can all attest to that. Being just so stressed out, we don't have any time for ourselves and the things that we enjoy. So I am grateful, really, really grateful for having the opportunity to have that fire kind of reignited inside of me and refinding the joy that I have for reading. Because of that, I decided that 2024, my reading goal is going to be, drumroll please, 100 books. I know. I know. That's crazy. It's crazy to think. Some of y'all are thinking that's a lot of books. And it is. That's a lot of books. How do you go from reading 40 books a year to reading 100? Well, honey, I'm going to try, because I'm a girl that loves a challenge. Okay? And also, I feel like I can do it. I feel like 100 books, it's not that bad. It's not that bad. Is it just me? Am I delusional? 100 books is not that bad. I've seen people read like 125, 150 books before. So it's possible. On the other end of that, please, if you are someone who sees people reading 100 books, 125, 200 books in a year, please don't feel pressured to match that. Read at your own pace. Again, reading is for enjoyment. I know that, I'm putting out a video saying I read 40 books in a year and I want to read 100 this year. So it's easy to kind of fall into that desire to want to match that. But please, 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 please remember that read at your own pace. You are your own person. If you accomplish just reading one book or listening to one audiobook for 2024, man, go you, okay? Go you. And that's really what this is all about. It's about you achieving the goals that you set for yourself and making sure that those goals are achievable. Like I was saying, my goal is 100 books, but I ain't gonna sweat if I don't meet that 100. Like, it's not a big deal. That's just something that I think that I can do. I know that I can do, and I want to set that standard for myself. But I'm also not going to be like, man, I didn't get that. I'm a bad person. I'm a failure. No. We don't do negative self-talk here. It's all positive self-talk. Okay? Cool. So, out of those 100 books, I would like to read 10 nonfiction, because a lot of I think all except for one of the book club books that we read last year were fiction. So I want to kind of step out of my comfort zone a little bit, okay? And my goal is to read 10 nonfiction books. This one's a little ambitious. But I want to read at least one 800-plus page book. Now, I tried audiobooking Priory of the Orange Tree. And listen, when I tell you I tried, baby, I tried. I had 2 hours left, but I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. I couldn't get into it. That book is for some people, and that's awesome, because I really I love the world building, and I really love the topic of everything. When it was all together, I just couldn't do it, and that's fine. Next, I want to read 10 historical fictions. I am not much of a history girl, and I, again, want to step out of my comfort zone, and I figured, why not? Historical fiction. It's still fiction, but it's like based in history. So it's like, I still am. I thought I heard something. So I'm still reading about fiction, the genre that I love, but it's historical. So, yeah. Also, I want to read 5 classics, 5 horror, and 5 dark academia. I read Bunny last year by, what's her name? Oh my god, Mona Awad. I read Bunny by Mona Awad, and I loved that book. It's not for everybody. That was my book club book, by the way, and one of my friends roasted it. They hated it. And that's okay, because she's entitled to her own opinion. But I really enjoyed it. It's horror and it's dark academia, and I kind of want to dive more into those genres because they're just so cool. And lastly, I would like to read 5 romance. I don't like romance. I'm not a romance girly. Okay, but we are trying to get out of our comfort zone. So that's why I said 5 romance, and we will see where it goes. Maybe I don't know, maybe I'll like it. So the guidelines for my 100 books include audiobooks, which counts as reading. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise. And I'm also trying not to buy all the books that, I want to read because I tend to spend a lot of money on books. That's another thing. Don't let BookTok, BookTube, whatever, Bookstagram press you into feeling like you need to buy physical copies of every single book. Libraries exist, and they are a free resource for you. So if you're kind of like, I don't know if I like this book, let me try it out. I don't want to spend my hard-earned cash to buy the book. Let me go to the library. Let me check it out for free. And then if you really, really enjoy that book and you want a copy for yourself, by all means, go grab yourself your own copy. But don't feel obligated to spend your own money on a book that you may or may not want or enjoy or need. So that's just putting that out there. So yeah, that's one of my guidelines, is to try and use free resources where I can, because, man, it's hard out here, okay? Inflation is real. Okay, I gotta save my money where I can. And lastly, 50 of my books have to be by authors of the global majority, or people of the global majority. I'm going to put a little definition here for you that explains what people of the global majority is. I just recently heard about that term, and I'm researching more about it and why it's being used / replaced by people of color. So just putting that out there. But yeah, 50 of my books I want to be by authors of people of the global majority. I want to diversify my books. I looked at my list of 40 books that I read last year, and like less than half were by authors of the people of the global majority. So this is my message to you. I highly recommend diversifying your bookshelves, because you get to, first of all, you're supporting authors who are not white, which seems to be the majority of the authors and books that are pushed on these platforms. Additionally, you get to explore different perspectives from different cultures, which is always fun and always great, and representation matters. So, diversify your bookshelves. So, that's all for today. Thank you all for joining me. If you're enjoying my content, please grab yourself a library card by hitting that subscribe button, and I will see you in the next video. Bye! Hello. Ooh. Hello. Ooh. So now that I've put my 100, I want to kind of make sure, spacing out. Ugh. And if you're enjoying the content so far, grab yourself a library. So that's all for today. And, I'm trying to think of what to say.